Day one in the academy, that's all they talk about. You know, they're not your friends. They're not there to do anything for you but get you fired. That's what they tell you.
I mean, I served 15 years. So us versus them was, I'm not a snitch, I'm not a rat, I don't communicate with the police, this is what it is, us, them.
Our mentality is cat and mouse. You're trying to get the cheese over here, we're trying to keep you from getting the cheese over here. So it creates that barrier of us versus them.
While I was incarcerated, they're my enemy. They're part of the system that got me here, and they can't be trusted. And that's how we operated. That's how I operated. And then once you get out here, you still continue to have that mindset.
It took a while, but I mean, like, I kind of had to be rehabilitated, which is kind of crazy.
I think I'm open to hearing the stories that folks who have worked both behind the walls, lived behind the walls, and have done this work have to share, and see how we can take those stories and humanizing experiences and turn them into actionable steps.
I believed in this so much because I see the value in not just these singular individuals coming together, but the ripple effect. We're really here to change the narrative and to change the practices around this system. And that's what Barriers to Bridges did for me last year. I know it's going to do it this year.
For the one time this weekend that we'll do it, you're going to split into, quote, the two teams. So you're going to answer the same 10 questions. You're going to put your answers on flip charts, and you're going to come back in here, and we're going to share from both teams. But it's a chance to settle in and go one more notch deeper.
Took away our ability to think about the other, because it was like, that ain't me. Like, as long as it's not me, I don't care.
It's just routine every day, and then one day you come in and one of your brother or sisters got a shank to the throat, and you got to be able to react immediately. You can go from 0 to 150 like that.
Now I'm considered formerly incarcerated. You know what I mean? And that's personal. I'm having to internalize that personally, and then I have to go back into a community that's now viewing me as that. And like, I didn't have this issue before prison.
So it forces them to wear masks. Yeah. To wear masks, the same mask that we have to put on when we go in.
We bring home sickness, unresolved emotions, injuries, physically and mentally and morally, personality changes, pent-up aggression, guilt.
What did it bring home for us? Trauma, distrust, emotional detachment, a sense of personal loss, operating in survival mode, fight or flight. It's almost like they wrote ours and rewrote theirs, so like the commonality was like we were inextricably linked.
There ain't nobody doing this.
Nobody.
And that's what we need to start calling out. There is a nobody partnering up shoulder to shoulder, and to be able to prove there's a benefit happening. It's just a bunch of collection. That's a fact.
Yeah, we wrapping up.
Let's talk about
The goal is to build interpersonal relationships, building professional development for staff, to change policy via legislation.
To improve communication and understanding between staff and the incarcerated individuals. Have a system in place where the correctional systems and the staff have a positive influence in the length of our incarcerated sentences.
I didn't succeed because of the Department of Corrections. I succeeded in spite of. It's not that I didn't put myself there, I did put myself there. But while I was there, I was subjected to a system that didn't help me develop in any way, shape, or form.
If you fear me, how can you care for me? Because then your notion skips to the control. You want to control me. And that's where, for me, I have the issue.
We only see them in the framework of that label that's been attached in the courtroom. We have to retrain our brains to relate to people as human beings.
My fight wasn't with you guys. My fight was always with the administration. My fight was with legislator. And it wasn't that I was against it, it's that we never had a seat at the table. We never had a voice, and stuff was getting thrown down our throats and saying, do this, do that, and do this. I don't have no training in it. I don't know why we're doing it. I don't know how we're supposed to do it. They're just saying, figure it out.
A lot of us don't want issues. We don't want to hold you back. We don't want to see you fail. There's a lot of offenders I want to see succeed. I've helped succeed. Point them in the right direction. Get them in the programs. It's not a we're personally against, it's just the confines of the system. That's all.
And that's the problem for me, is that we have a lot of things that are always changed continuously all the time, but they never speak to the people who are working in it. Not the people that are in the system and not the people that are working in the system.
Departments within DLC, ensuring facility within DLC holds events that includes the family and staff, community, retirees, union officials.
For vocational training programs, we're thinking about construction, culinary arts, automotive repair, like those different offerings so that someone coming in has a commitment to themselves.
The letter that we're going to write to the governor of a particular state, laying out first just the atrocities that are occurring now. So we're asking for significantly more funding, or at least reallocation of funding, and I find opportunities the system can help wellness and healing stewards for both people incarcerated and staff.
And I want to immediately start working on the language stigma in my state, how we refer to the incarcerated. One of the things that stuck out big was inmate, offender, and how it offends the other side. So I want to work on that.
To demonstrate and teach a solution that humanizes the engagement of incarcerated people and rewrite the us versus them narrative into an us and them.
Thank y'all for putting together a curriculum that everything built on each other itself and allowed us to really flesh out some of the ideas that's been up here. We create the world that we want. So thank you for contributing to that. Cheers.
I think people were definitely, the program was very task oriented to make sure we came out of here with tangible things that we could bring back. So cheers to everybody.
Cheers. It's amazing because you realize that these experiences make up our world, they make up our lives, they are the fabric of who we are as friends. And really, it adds a layer of definition to who we are as professionals. So thank you, cheers to everyone here, and to what we accomplish together in the future.
Cheers. Cheers. This is a game none of us want to play. We need to change this. And I am totally convinced that it's this group here that's going to be the nexus that makes the change. Because when we come together, when the two largest stakeholders of the entire country says, oh, they hate each other, it's cats and dogs in that room, right? We come out together, unified, and say, no, this has to change for everybody. It will change.